I'm joined by one of the authors of that study, Jonathan Patz. He's a professor at the Nelson Institute for Environmental Studies at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Thanks so much for being here. This is certainly really scary. Just walk us through what you found.
Yeah, well, thank you for covering the story. It's a really important study that was performed. It was a systematic review where more than 3,000 scientific studies were looked at. And of those, there were 800 or more than 800 that had data-driven linkages to 277 human pathogens. So that's a majority, 58% of human diseases that were linked to at least one of 10 climate hazards. And these are hazards that are consistent with climate change, heating, flooding, storms, and drought and fires, things like that. The unique thing about this study was that while we've known for a long time there are so many climate-sensitive diseases, be it from infectious diseases carried by mosquitoes or waterborne diseases, and of course, direct impacts from heat, flood, and storms, we really haven't examined the literature this extensively. And this systematic review found over 1,000 pathways whereby climate hazards affect human diseases. So that was quite striking.
It certainly makes me, a person who gets bitten by mosquitoes a lot, they seem to like my blood, nervous. The idea that mosquitoes could become more of a problem by carrying more diseases around the world. A large focus of the study is about COVID and the way that it intersects with climate change. Can you explain that?
Well, with COVID, it's too early to really say there's a direct link between climate change and COVID. There are a couple of factors to consider. During the heat waves last year, people were forced in, especially poor people, were coming into cooling centers. And when you have a raging pandemic and you're forced to congregate into a cooling center, that presents a problem. As far as the origins of COVID, which people are still trying to figure out, coronaviruses are carried by bats. And if you disrupt the habitat of bats and force them to migrate or to become in higher density and more transmission from bat to bat, if you disrupt the ecosystem, that can lead to an increased risk of transmission and passage of these viruses from bats to humans. So there are some questions about the influence of climate on land cover and habitat as potentially a contributing factor, but it's too early to say.
What's your reaction to this new legislation that is about to be passed by the House, the Inflation Reduction Act, with all the climate provisions, and that will probably get signed by the president pretty soon?
Well, I've been working on this issue for more than 25 years, and it really is extremely important, especially when you think about the climate crisis is a health crisis because there are so many diseases that are affected by climate. So this new bill is, if it's passed, which I hope it will be passed, gets to the root of the problem. And the key message of our own study is that with 1,000 pathways through which climate affects our health, we need to do more than focusing on preventing individual diseases. We need to go to the source, to go upstream to the source of the climate crisis and reduce emissions from fossil fuels that are heating the planet. So therefore, this new bill gets to the root of the problem. It reduces greenhouse gas emissions. It's a huge win for preventing not only climate disasters that affect our health, but also immediately will improve our health by leading to clean energy, better air quality. There was an assessment already that talked about saving 4,000 lives per year from that bill. So it's a great, it's energy policy, but it's public health policy, and it's really positive.
Listen, I know a lot of people out there believe in climate change, believe we should do something about it. The economic message certainly helped pass this bill, but I think now that all of us have been through a pandemic that has altered our lives, I think if you're talking about increased pandemics, that might be another way to get climate provisions over the hill in Congress.